sweep the weekend there, and what is it, 3 of the last 4 of those 5, something like that now. Need a little bit of help from Mary to pull off the upset if you want to get a home game, but what are your kind of thoughts heading into this weekend?
Oh no, we had a good weekend last weekend. It's always good to get the sweep, and it was extra nice for us because women's team was able to sweep the weekend as well. So we were 4-0 over the weekend, and that was a lot of fun for us. Good last home weekend for both our programs, and with senior day and everything, it was a fun weekend and an enjoyable weekend, and hopefully we can keep building on that with both of our programs. I know Crookston and Bemidji were kind of somewhat close to us, but behind us, and Minnesota Duluth and St. Cloud State are just above us in the standings. So we knew we had 4 games coming up with teams that were kind of sandwiched around us. So those are always big games, and we got off to a great start with that. And then we'll close up the regular season this week against the 2 teams right above us on the road. So 2 teams that we split with earlier in the year in 2 pretty good basketball games. So it's we still have a chance to play one more game at home. We'd love to do that, and there's a lot of work to be done for that to happen, and we've got to play some good basketball to do that for sure. But hopefully we can start it off on Friday night with a win and win again on Saturday, and I guess everything else will fall as it will after that.
After your game on Saturday, I'm sure you're probably following the score of the Duluth and Northern ones. Kind of a bit of a gut punch there a little bit.
Yeah, we'd love to play at home, and we knew, we've known for a couple weeks now that we had to win the majority of our games. And obviously, the more we win, the better chance there is for that to happen. And the reason that Duluth and St. Cloud are just ahead of us for the last 3-4 weeks is because they're both pretty good basketball teams, and we've played some really good basketball. I think, like you said, 3 of 4 or 4 of 6 maybe now the last 3 weekends, and the 2 teams we lost to are the 2 teams that are the top 10 teams in the country in our league. But Minnesota Duluth and St. Cloud State have also been playing really good basketball, and we haven't been able to gain very much ground, a little bit of ground, but not a ton of ground on those 2 teams. So, we've been taking care of what we can control, and that's all we can do. I was sure I was cheering for Northern State in that game, and but it doesn't really affect what we're going to do this weekend. We probably would need to win both those anyway, and as you mentioned, we need a little bit of help now from Mary to be able to play at home, but there's nothing we can do worrying about it or wishing or hoping or whatever doesn't help that happen. We've just got to control what we can control, have a good week of practice, be ready to go against those 2 teams, and we'll definitely, after our game, hopefully Friday we win, and I'll definitely check the scoreboard and be cheering for Mary that night. But whatever we do doesn't affect that one. So we'll take care of what we can and see what happens.
Kind of lost all the senior day festivities and stuff is the fact that you guys matched your highest total of NSIC wins since joining the league. Kind of what does that mean? You get a chance this weekend with one more win to surpass it. It's got to be a nice feeling to at least kind of see some things come to fruition.
Yeah, we've already had our most D2 wins. We already broke that record this year for a single season, and like to keep building on that. NSIC, we still have a chance to win more than we've won before, finish higher than we finished before. And it's just nice to see those things. The fact is, you play and you win or you lose, and we felt like we've been getting better, and that our basketball program has been improving every year. But it's nice to see some tangible ways, and we do talk as a team about goals that we have and things that we want to check off the list. And last weekend we were able to check off a weekend where we went 4-0 at home as a men's program and women's program, and that's something that hadn't happened before. And it's fun to be a part of a team or a program that does something for the first time. And we've checked a lot of those things off the list the last few years. But I'm not going to, we talk about that stuff a lot in the locker room, but I'm not going to act like it's not fun to break those. It certainly is, and our guys take a lot of pride in that. Players on our team are happy when that happens, and they still feel like there's a few more things that we can check off, whether that's playing at home, whether that's winning a playoff game on the road, and getting to the tournament, or continuing to build to that win total. We'd sure like to be the first team to do those things, and down the road, some of the young guys in our program would like to be the guys that break those records or keep building upon those records. So I'm really happy for our seniors to walk off the court knowing that they've had a part in improving our program a lot, and a lot of their work has been shown by some of those things that you mentioned that are tangible results.
How much easier is it to show up in practice when you play through some aches and pains when you've seen some of those results and break some of those records and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it definitely winning helps cure a lot of things, I think, and losing sometimes makes it seem worse than what it really is. But it puts a little extra bounce on the step, makes the road trip seem a little shorter, gives you a little more energy because, as you mentioned, it's still when you play that hard and that much, it just still takes a lot out of your body. And I think we're going to practice today and go fairly quickly and try to stay fresh. And I thought at times over the weekend, even though we won 2, I thought at times we looked a little tired out there, and we've got to be a little bit mentally tougher to play through that. But winning 2 games certainly helps that out a little bit, and hopefully we can kind of keep winning and keep feeling good about it.
Is there anything maybe you need to improve on or clean up before the tournament? Maybe raise some eyebrows next week.
Yeah, I think we've still got to continue to get better defensively. It's been a work in progress for us for most of the year. We've guarded well in stretches, but our offense has been fairly consistent. I think we've been pretty good on the offensive end, and it's a team effort on both those things. But we're still going to try to tweak a few things and maybe add a few new wrinkles in our execution. But especially now that you're playing everybody for the second or maybe even third time moving forward. Everyone knows each other pretty well this time of year, and there's not a whole lot of new stuff. It just kind of comes down to being a little bit more solid in what you're doing from play to play.